What's happening, everyone? James Lynch here, back with another AI Predicts video, and in today's video I'm going to be previewing UFC 330, specifically the main event against Islam Makhachev and Ian Machado Garry, and I'm going to be using an app called Fight Signal. And if you guys want access to the same data I'm about to talk about here today, you can sign up for Fight Signal using the link in my description, which will get you a discount code. Take advantage of that if you guys want to use this on a regular basis for your picks. And how this works, basically, you log in, you go to events, and you'll see here the Islam and Machado Garry card, and we're going to click here and we'll go through all the stats here, and then at the end I'll go through just their general picks, but not as in depth. So I wanted to give you guys kind of a picture of how AI is predicting this title fight coming up here on August 15th in Philly. All right, let's click on it here. So if we go here, we're going to start first with signals, and we're going to go to the Fight Signal AI. The Chuck Quality AI does favor Islam at 54.5%. The Chuck Balance favors Islam at 53.5%. And the Chuck Volume favors him at 59.1%. These are just Fight Signal AI ones as well. Now, if we look at the betting markets favor Islam much more here at 74.2%. Polymarket also favoring Islam at 74.5%. Betting community favoring Islam. Sentimental is favoring Islam as well, I'm sure for a variety of different reasons. And the technical career stats analysis does favor Islam as well at 67.3%. But interesting that AI only favors Islam by a slight amount. So let's dig into why they feel this way. So if we look here at some of the stats that break down, you can see the ELO score, which is here. They have this record, wins and losses, all that stuff. Again, I covered most of this on Early Look. If you guys missed that preview, I do have that here on the channel. Striking does favor Ian Machado Garry here at just slightly at 57.8% compared to 56%. The grappling favoring Islam at 77% compared to 40.5%. Strikes landed per minute favors Ian Garry. Striking accuracy favors Islam. Strikes absorbed per minute favors Ian Garry. Striking defense favors Islam at 17%. 61% compared to 52. Obviously, the grappling is going to favor Islam in every category. Takedowns per 15 minutes, takedown accuracy, takedown defense, and submissions per 15 minutes. Physical attributes, you can see all of that listed there. Garry going to be the bigger fighter in this spot with the height and reach advantage. Let's go look at one of the reports here that they've got. Technical insights. So this is just one example of a technical development from Islam. Islam has evolved from a grappling specialist into a dual threat finisher, adding legitimate knockout power to his arsenal. His knockdown rate spiked by over 50% during his championship run from 0.27 to 0.41 in 15 minutes, turning him from a submission threat into a fighter who can end the fight anywhere. He transformed from a suffocating grinder and lethal finisher, dramatically increasing his finish rate from 43% early in his win streak to 66.1%. This proves a massive shift in mindset from simply controlling fights to actively hunting for the stoppage, making him a much safer bet to finish inside the distance. So something to keep in mind for you inside the distance bettors. Kind of fumbled my words there. Ian Garry's technical development. Garry is more from a high-risk gunslinger into a calculated sniper, dramatically cutting the significant strikes he absorbs per minute from over 4.0 down to a disciplined 2.86. Remember, early in his UFC career, he was getting hit a lot. The evolution from winning firefights to avoiding them entirely shows a maturation designed for winning rounds against elite competition, making him a more reliable fighter over 15 minutes. So let's look at some of Islam's advantages. Elite grappling with 3.12 takedowns per 15 minutes compared to 0.924. Dominant ground control averaging 460 seconds per 15 minutes. Superior takedown defense at 91% compared to 80 for Ian Machado Garry. High finish rate at 61.1 with 8 submission wins. Exceptional submission game with 0.984 attempts per 15 minutes. Garry's advantages: significant height advantage at 190 centimeters compared to 177 centimeters. Superior reach advantage, higher striking output at 4.775. Better leg kick game at 1.171 at 89% accuracy, and more active fight schedule with 2.72 fights per year than Islam. Islam's disadvantage is significant height and reach disadvantage, lower striking volume, less active fight schedule, weaker leg kick game. Interesting. Ian's disadvantage is poor takedown accuracy at only 31.25%. Vulnerable takedown defense at 80% versus an elite wrestler. Minimal ground control time at 104 seconds per 15 minutes. No submission wins in his professional career, and lower finishing rate at 27.3% compared to Islam's 61.1%. Islam's win conditions: secure early takedowns and establish dominant ground control. Pressure with grappling threat through limited his opponent's striking. Hunt for submission opportunities in dominant positions. Neutralize reach disadvantage through clinch work and takedowns. Garry's win conditions: maintain distance and utilize advantage for striking. Stuff takedown defense and keep the fight standing. Target body and legs to slow down the grappling attempts. Use movement and footwork to avoid clinch exchanges and push the pace early to tire out the grappler. So technical favors Islam a lot here, like I mentioned, at 67% compared to 32%. So yeah, all that favoring that as well. Let's get the sentiment. What do they think? So there, combined prediction 71.2, expert prediction 74.3, public prediction 60. So yeah, pretty much everyone's on Islam here, if you haven't noticed here. So they're grabbing all types of different sources, different websites, right? All the advantages, disadvantages. So they've grabbed data from all different types of places. The bookmakers, let's look at that. These are in decimal form, but Islam, if you look here on bestfightodds.com at the time of recording this, Islam's coming in at almost a 4-1 favorite. So minus 390 around there. 0.134. It shows you the best odds and the worst odds there. So it looks like Betfair has him at 1.34, and same with Polymarket. So these are a list of all the sports books. So it grabs all this different data, which is really interesting here. So let's look at the overview as far as what they say. So they are favoring Islam Makhachev at 63.72%, 36% for Ian Garry, which somewhat reflects the odds. The odds actually have it a bit higher. So you have almost Islam at about a 4-1 favorite. This percentage would be a little bit higher for just going off the betting odds. So AI, like I said, giving Ian Garry a little bit more credit here. Islam's favored based on 7 signals. Again, the technical stuff does favor Ian, but the grappling and momentum favors Islam. Why Islam might win this one: elite grappling with 3.1 takedowns per 15 minutes per 9.24 with Garry, dominant ground control, superior takedown defense. So yeah, no surprise here. AI does like Islam in this spot and thinks he can get it done in this fight. And I'll go over the overall record of the AI predictor here because some people are wondering, is this thing legit? What's going on there? So yeah, not much to it there. AI is favoring Islam just slightly at 63.72%. Let's go look at the rest of the card now, and then I'll talk about the overall record here for Fight Signal with their AI stats. Okay, so let's have a look at some of the other fights. Mackenzie Dern and Jillian Robertson. They do favor Mackenzie Dern by 62.27% compared to 37.73. And if you look on the betting odds here, they have Dern, I think, as slight, not as big of a favorite as Islam. They have her at just Islam's like almost 4-1. Mackenzie Dern's about 3-1 here, so a little bit less, but the percentage is similar here, 62.27%, whereas Islam was also in the 60s with his win over against Ian Garry. So Jillian Robertson just a 37.73% chance of winning the belt from AI. Let's look at Edson Barbosa and Ribovics. They are favoring Ribovics heavily here, 68.46% compared to 31.54 for Barbosa. Mansour Abdul Malik and Dustin Stolfus. Again, Mansour looking to bounce back from his last fight. Look at this, 71.55 to 28%. Do we have odds for that fight? Man, looks like we don't have odds for that, but I would imagine Mansour is going to be, maybe 3-4-1 favorite in this fight. So not surprising there. Jeff Neal and Chitty is off the card. It's actually going to be Joel Alvarez now, so we'll see if we get an update for that. But at the time I'm recording this, they don't have that yet. Here's an interesting one. Jalen Turner and Fernandez. Only favoring Jalen Turner slightly here at 58.16% compared to 41.84 for Fernandez. Dante Johnson and Eric McConaughey. Heavily favoring Dante Johnson at 77.05 compared to 22.95 for McConaughey. Neil Magny and Ramiz. They are favoring Neil Magny at 58.05% compared to 41.95 for Ramiz. Vicente Luque and Tresean Gore. They're favoring Vicente Luque here at 55.92% compared to 44.08 for Gore. Jeremiah Wells and Orobai. Yeah, no surprise. Orobai, a big favorite here, 67.27%, much younger and going to be the betting favorite as well. And that's all they have. So I think the rest of the card, obviously they've added, I think, some other fights to this event. Well, they haven't added any ones at the time I'm doing this, but we know that obviously Joel Alvarez is going to be stepping in there for Jeff Neal in that fight. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for this event. Just to have a quick look here at the overall record, want to be transparent about this. If we look here on the actual homepage here, should have the overall record here. Here we go. So the elite only, the quality one, they have a 75.11 average accuracy. So that's not bad. The balanced one that they use is 71.36%, and the volume one is lower at 62.47%. So just to give you an idea over the last couple of events, time of recording this is before the Gamrot and Salkid fight. The last event, the Medic and Rodriguez fight, the quality one went 6 for 8, balance went 9 for 12, volume went 10 for 14. So that's interesting. The highest, both their main AI ones both did over 75%. Ankalaev and Gustav went 5 for 6, 8 for 12, 8 for 11. So 83%, 67%, and 73%. UFC Fight Night before that, 100%, 100%, 89%. So not bad. I mean, anything over, 60% I think is not bad. So take that for what it's worth. If you guys find this valuable, let me know in the comments. But yeah, it's a pretty good indicator. I think most of these AI prediction ones that I've done, they've been pretty accurate about picking the right winner. So let me know your thoughts on these data points. Do you like me doing these videos? I kind of only do them for the bigger fights and the bigger events. So just something different to kind of make you guys think a bit differently about some of these fights coming up here. Again, I wasn't super shocked to see them picking Islam in this spot. He's going to be heavily favored, or is heavily favored going into this matchup. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, @Lynch on Sports. My name is James Lynch. This is another AI Predicts video. I'll talk to you guys soon.